Hello everyone, welcome to Brainbox Notion. I'm Yusuf Musauba. In today's video, I will be guiding you through the process of performing a quantity takeoff for retaining walls using PlanSwift. You also learn how to measure for the concrete work, reinforcement, formwork, and so on. So grab your plans in the description below and do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest tutorials. So here we are in the PlanSwift with our drawings. So before moving to the takeoff, let's check what is retaining walls, what it entails, and also the types of retaining wall. So here is a brief definition of a retaining wall. Retaining walls are usually built to hold back soil mass. However, retaining walls can also be constructed for aesthetic landscaping purposes. Retaining walls are structures that are constructed to retain soil or any such material which are unable to stand vertically by themselves. They are also provided to maintain the grounds at two different levels. So here you can see it's a cantilever retaining wall. We have the batter, the backfilling, the stem, the drainage hole to drain the water, the toe, the base, and also the key. So the next one is an image. You can see this is a typical retaining wall. There is also another retaining wall. This is a L-shaped retaining wall. So here is the types of retaining wall that we have. We have the gravity retaining wall. We have the T-shaped retaining wall. We have the L-shaped retaining wall. We have the counterfort. We have the buttress. Also another type of retaining wall here with their descriptions. Here is also the common terminology of a retaining wall. We have the construction joint. We have the drainage. We have the key. We have the stem. This is the ground level, and this is the base slab or footing. This is a retaining wall using stones. This is a section of a retaining wall. As you can see, this is the concrete. This is the reinforcement. This is the base. This is the backfill. So this is the site plan we're going to use for today's tutorial. As you can see, it is 60 meters by 30 meters. So here is the retaining wall here in the plan in the middle. So the next is the cross section of the wall and also the longitudinal section of the wall. So I want you to comment the type of retaining wall we are using for this tutorial. So this is the cross section. You can check from the types of retaining walls. This is the longitudinal section of the wall showing the reinforcement, the arrangement of the reinforcement, and this is the sectional plan of the base. Here, the arrangement of the reinforcement also. So now let's go back. So let's start our takeoff. So if you are equipped with the template, you go to template and parts, and here you see your retaining wall. But if you still don't have the copy, you can still check the link in the description to get your own copy and also the drawings for this tutorial. So the first thing now to do is to scale our page, but this page is already scaled. So you can see it's scaled already. So let's start our takeoff. So in here now, under the template, you can see we have concrete work for stem and also concrete work for base. So under this concrete work, we have sub items, which is the reinforcement and also the formwork for this stem. And also under the base, we also have the same. We also have the reinforcement and also the formwork. So let's start with the concrete work. So you click here. So this box will show you to specify the length of the wall, which we said it is 30 meters. You will click 30 and then click OK. So this is the stem. So it is unboxed. Let me change it to point, the recording mode. Click stop. So that's that for the concrete work. You can see we have the square area to be 4.42 square meters. So very easy to take off. So you can see it is very easy. So you don't need to use formula to start calculating this shape in order to get the cubic meter of the concrete. So here we have the concrete to be 162.6 square meter, and the area here it is 5.24 square meter, and the linear 13.85, and the point to be 4 points. So the next item now to measure is the reinforcement. So you go to your takeoff summary. So under your takeoff summary, you see the sub items under the stem here, and you see the reinforcement. We have two types of reinforcement here. We have this A and this B. We can call this A, we can call this B, depending on what you want to call them. You can decide to use this as the A or use this as the B. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to use this as the A. So let me turn this off. So you can see for the A, we have the vertical and the horizontal reinforcement, which is, this is the vertical and this is the horizontal here. And the vertical is Y12 at 250 center to center. This is Y12 at 250 center to center. So you go back to this, which is the vertical, you double click, specify the type of reinforcement, which is 12 mm. The bar weight for this is 0.88, and the spacing is 0.25. So the number of bars, you can see we have error. So don't worry, you just click OK. Click, do our takeoff now. So the bars start from this point down to this point, up to this point. Now click stop. So that's that. You can see we have our reinforcement in kg to be 886.44 kg. So for the number of bars, if you go back now, you can see this is the number of bars, 120. So as we said, the length of the wall is 30 meters. So you can confirm with your calculator. You divide 30 by 250 to see the number of bars you are going to have. So that's that for that. So the next one now is the horizontal, which is this one here. This one's the one's crossing the vertical. So we are going to measure this reinforcement also, and as you can see in the description, it is Y10 at 250 center to center too also. So Y12, so you double click, specify Y10, not Y12, Y10. Then we have to specify the height, the wall height, which is this 6 meters. But then we deduct this cover here. You can see from the height in order to get the number of bars. So let's check what's the cover. You can see the cover is 0.1, 100 mm. So we'll now go back. We'll put our cover to be 0.10 and the spacing to be 0.25. Then click OK. So these are reinforcement in kg 444.91 for the ones at the vertical. So for the number of bars now, if you double click, you can see we have 24 numbers. So you can also confirm from the plan. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we have 24 numbers specified here. As you can see, 24 numbers. So that's that for this A. You can decide to call it B or A, anyone, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to call this A. So the next one now is the B, which is the reinforcement to stem B. which is this. I want this to be my B. This other one, the slanted level. So let's go back the same process. You double click. The specification too is the same. Y12, the bar weight to be 0. This, and the spacing also to be 0.25. This border. Then we'll now do our takeoff. It start from this point down to this point, and here, click on stop. So you can see, these are reinforcement in kg, 669.64. So the next one is the horizontal, which is this. You double click. Horizontal is also Y10, bar weight 0.6. So the length here now is the wall height is slightly different. So it is 6.035. And the cover, we said it is 0.10. The spacing to be 0.25. Number of bars, don't worry, click OK. So there's the reinforcement in kg 448.62 for this horizontal for this area. So the next thing now is the formwork. So you can see we have formwork to stem A, B, and also formwork to side of stem. You can see we already have a quantity here. So what happened here, whenever you check your concrete work for stem, it will automatically give you the formwork to side of stem, so which is this area here, this area here. So if you check, let's go back. So here we have 5.42 to be our area. So when you multiply 5.42 by 2, it will give you 10.84. So that's that for the side. Then the next is these faces, these two faces, this face here and this slanting face here for the formwork. So you can decide to do it. You can decide to take it at once, or you can take them separate. But I'm going to take them separately for the sake of this tutorial, but you can decide to do yours at once. So I'll click one. So here, I'm going to use this for the first one. Click, then click stop. So this is the formwork for this side, this face. And for the other face, click also. And from this point to this point, and then click stop. So this is also the formwork for this face. You can see the difference, just 1.5 meters. That's the difference. So that's all for the stem. So the next item now to measure is the base, concrete base. So close this, go back to the base. So in here now for the base, you also click same length, which is 30 meters, the same length, which is 30 meters. Click 30, and then click OK. So I'm going to change the recording mode to box. So that's that. You click stop. So this concrete work for the base, 107.10 cubic meter. So the next is the reinforcement. We have two types of reinforcement here too. I have the vertical one and the horizontal ones too. So I'm also going to use this as side A and this as side B. I'm also going to use this as reinforcement to base A and this as reinforcement to base B. So let's start with the A. So let me turn this off. Also this, so that we'll see well. So for the reinforcements, you can see we have Y16 at 200 center to center. So click Y16. bar width, and the spacing to be 200, which is 0.20. Number of bars, don't worry, click OK. We'll do our takeoff, which is this up to this point. So as you can see, we have our reinforcement to be 997.77 kg. So the next one to measure is the horizontal. This one's here. It's the horizontal. So, and we say this horizontal is Y12 at 200 center to center. Look at it from the description. It is Y12 at 200 center to center. So you double click. So here we have the diameter. We said it is Y12. Y12, the bar width, the place, and the base width. So this is the base width to be 3.60. We have 3.60. And we also need to deduct this cover here, and this cover here, which is the cover for the width. And we also have spacing, and we also have another cover for the length. So the difference between this cover for the width, the cover for the width is the one here, this one here, and this one here, in order to get the number of bars. And the next cover for the length, when you check this point, at this length, you need to leave a spacing at this point. You can't cover everything. So as you can see, most of our cover is 100, but let's confirm this again and see. You can see the cover is also 100. So we'll go back to our takeoff. So we'll put our cover, which is 100 by 2, this side and this other side, which is 0.20. Then the spacing should be 200, 0.2. And this cover for the length, let's assume the same thing, since most of our covers are 100 by 100 mm. So assume 200 too. It's not given, and we'll click OK. So these are reinforcements in kg, 450.87 for this side. So that's that for this. So the next one now is this reinforcement here, this one here, which is reinforcement to base B. So click, do our takeoff up to this point, click OK, and then specify, set it is Y16.5 and spacing to be 200, 2.20, then click OK. So you can confirm the number of reinforcement here on your own, which is 150. And for this, which is 17 numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you can see it is 17 numbers. So that's that. So for this, okay, we have measured the top. The next one now is the horizontal reinforcement to stem B horizontal, which is this one's here, and we said it is Y12. When you double click, we have Y12, Y12. The base is 3.60. So the cover now for the width now is going to be different, because as you can see, this is now 100. This point exceed 100, so we are going to measure to see the distance for this. 0.60. From this point to this point is 0.60, and this point is 100. So 0.60 plus 100, 0.12, which is 0.7. So the total cover here is 0.7. Double click, go back to this point, equal 0.70, and the spacing should be 0.20. And also this cover here, we said it is 100, 100, so by two sides along the length, which is 0.2. So this cover for length here is, let me show you from the plan so that you understand. So when you check the side plan here, from this point, this is where we have the 100, and this point we also have another 100 here. So that's the cover for the length, which is this 100, 100. So go back to our drawing. Reduce the number of bars, 14.5. So the next thing now is the formwork. So as you can see, we have the formwork to side of base. The same thing applicable to the stem. It will automatically measure this face for you. So you are only left to measure this side and this side only. So I will take them separate too, or let me take them at once for this base. So I will take them separate too, but you can decide to take yours two at once. I'll click this point, click stop. So there's this, then the second one is this point, click stop. So you can see 30, 30 for both sides. This face, you add this 1, 2, 3 to get your total formwork for the base, and also the same applicable to the stem. And that's that for retaining wall. You can see we are done. Measure the stem, the concrete, the reinforcement, measure the base, concrete, the reinforcement, and so on. So don't forget to check the link in the description to get your own copy and also the drawings to practice. And also do not forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss our latest videos. So see you in the next one. Goodbye.